Hi, this is Mrs. Robertson, and today I want to talk to you about how to solve equations when you have a fraction as a coefficient. So we're going to go to page 555 and we're going to look at problems 8, 9, and 10. Before we do that, let's just check to make sure you have your answers correct on the problems you had to do earlier. Here are the answers to problems 1 to 7. And in number 1, G equals 6. In problem number 2, you should have D equals 6. In number 3, 6 equals E. Number 4, X equals 2. And you do need to show these steps that are there and the check step. Number 5, show dividing both sides by 2 and 5/10. This line means to divide, and you get Y equals 2, check step. Divide each problem by 9/10. You end up with 9 and your check step. In number 7, your equation, you should have 4 times E equals 58 as your equation. I define my variable as E equals earrings. And the answer or the solution to the equation is $14.50. Now, let's go on and go back to the guided practice to make sure you did these correctly also. All right, in number 1, you have the answer A equals 3. Show the division on each side, balancing your equation. In number 2, you have 5 equals C. Divide both sides by 4. In number 3, show dividing both sides by 9.4, G equals 3. Now, some of the students ask, how do you know which number to divide by, Mrs. Robertson? You always divide by the number that is with the variable in these. All right, to undo multiplication, you divide and you identify the variable and you divide both sides by whichever number is multiplying with the variable. In number 4, your equation is 3 times W. You could have used any variable, equals 48. Divide both sides by 3. W equals 16 yards. And in number 5, an equation for that one is 18 times X equals 90. Divide both sides by 18. X equals 5. And it's 5 CDs. Forgot to label that one. And the check step. Now, we are ready to go on to doing these problems with fractions. Now, it is important that you know how to do this because fractions are on your test and they are also going to be, sorry about this, getting it just right, they are also going to be on your benchmark test. So you're going to see these questions on a couple tests up in the near future. All right, I'm going to do number 9 because it's easier than number 8. Then we will go back to question number 8. I still don't like how there. I think that's a little better. And I just want to move it this way. All right, so, all right, now in number 9, we have to undo multiplying by 1/2. If you recall, to undo multiplying, you divide. And when you divide, you multiply by the reciprocal. And that's what we're going to do. All right, I'm going to put these parentheses to indicate multiplying. All right, and we're going to be multiplying by a fraction. And which fraction are we going to multiply the reciprocal of? The one that's with the variable E. So we're going to multiply both sides by 2 over 1, because that removes that. 2 over 1. And then you're going to end up with the answer, E equals, simplify before you multiply. 2 divides 2 once. 2 divides 4 twice. E equals 1/2. All right. And then you do your check step. Does 1/2 times 1/2 equal 1/4? Yes, it does. Now let's do number 10 together. Once again, we have a variable, G, and we are multiplying by 2/5. To remove the 2/5, we are going to multiply both sides of the equation by 2/5 reciprocal, which will be 5/2. 5/2. Now, When you simplify, you end up with G, which is what we want, equals, there's a 5 divides 5 once, 5 divides 5 once, and you end up with G equals 3/2, which when simplified is 1 1/2. Circle your answer. Now it's time to do the check step. Does 2/5 times, I'm going to use the answer that's an improper fraction, 3/2 equals 3/5. Let's see. Here we end up, if you don't simplify, you end up with 6/10, and 6/10 will simplify to 3/5. If you simplify before you multiply, the 2's turn into 1's, and you end up going straight to 3/5. All right. Any questions there? We will be practicing these problems more later on, but I wanted to make sure you know how to do these two. The problems, I think, on the test will be more like this. But I want you to know how to do this problem also. In this problem, we're going to have to change it to an improper fraction first. So I'm going to have 39, you can put it over 1, equals 13/10 times b. Now, you have to solve for b. So, you're going to multiply by the reciprocal of 13 over 10, which will be 10/13, 10/13. Boom, 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 boom. They each go, 13 goes into 13 once, 10 goes into 10 once. Now you end up with b equals, all right, I know that 13 will divide 13, and 13 will go into 39 3 times, and you end up with 30 equals b. Now let's do a check step to this problem. I'm going to put it up here. Does 13/10 times 30 equal 39? Well, let's see. 10 divides 10 once, 10 divides 33 times. 13 times 3 is 39. Yes, it does. All right. Have a good day.